Welcome back to another episode of your Conversation Starter. My name's Wilhelm, and I'll be walking you through as your host of various things I find out on the internet. I try to make sure that they're true. You can use then to start conversations with the people around you, whether they want you to or not. This is an article that was sent to me from my friend Fox. That's not her whole name. That's just what we're going to let it ride out as. So thank you to you. And we're talking about rats today. And I thought this was kind of interesting. I think this maybe harkens back to the article that I read about the squirrels attacking people in New York City. This one has a bit of a nicer spin on it. And it's kind of a bit of a thing. So let's dive into it. Right. A team of German neuroscientists from the Humboldt University of Berlin spent several weeks hanging out with rodents in a small room filled with boxes. Seems simple enough. They were playing human versus rodent hide and seek, and they found out that the animals were surprisingly adept at this cross-culture childhood game. They weren't even given treats as a reward. Rather, they were given attention in the form of friendly petting and tickles, which is another joke. They were having so much fun that they actually jumped for joy and laughed. Ultrasonic and audible giggles, to be precise. They were truly enjoying the fun of both finding their sneaky human companions and being caught by them. Although if you ever end up playing with a rodent yourself and he giggles, you won't actually hear it. Their mischievous giggles have to be picked up by scientific equipment because they're just too high-pitched to be detected by the human ear. Now, the study has been published in the Journal of Science. The players involved were 6 adolescent male rats and a neuroscientist, Annika Stefani Reinhold. The room they played in was filled with hiding places made from different boxes. Now, before they began playing together, the researchers would let the rats become accustomed to the space. Impressively, they were able to learn that if they began the game inside a closed box, then they were the seeker, while being in an open box meant that they needed to hide. And each day that passed, the rats became stealthier and stealthier, working out that opaque boxes make the best hiding places and checking the spots where their two-legged rivals had hidden before, when they were the seekers. And they weren't just playing for tickles, too. They were actually motivated by the fun of the game. Novel. Of course, the researchers were having their own fun, but there was more to this research than that. You see, the study offered new insight into play behavior and how it is an important evolutionary trait among mammals. It reveals how critical play is a part of cognitive development for adolescent mammals. And to really tap into this, they even attached microwires to the rats' heads that recorded the brain activity, allowing them to identify the actual neurons that were linked to specific game events. And the information gathered from these recordings would then be used in future studies to help answer a new question. If play is restricted, would it affect neural development? Now, research like this helps. Do kids that play more become smarter? What about kids that are deprived of playtime? Are they somehow compromised? If they are denied the opportunity to have fun and play with others, does it affect their mental development? So, aside from all these sorts of studies that could teach us about rodents, the scientist said, I think being aware of the cognitive abilities of an animal is really important. This type of research will also help other scientists to see that rats are more than what you usually see when you get them and use them for standard experiments. So it's time to be more aware that they're aware. I'm not sure if this will affect too much. I mean, change is slow in our society, but starting down that road is often a good thing. And having some evidence here that can help some future conversations by scientists, I think it's a good thing. So there's your conversation starter. How do you think play affects people? Do you think it's positive? Do you think it's negative? Do you think it's irrelevant? And how do you feel about rats being used in science? when they are obviously so cognitive of their surroundings, and they feel joy and they like to play, and they're a lot similar to the rest of us? And if rats are that way, regardless of their brain size, then how does that affect all the rest of the animals in the kingdom? So, tons of stuff here to talk about. Go forth, be social, and until next time, I'm Wilhelm.